If you've got $5,000 to spend on a zero-turn mower, you were in a tricky spot. Because you were not shopping for the cheapest mower anymore, but you were also not buying a full commercial machine. This is the range where small details matter a lot. A bigger deck can save time. A thicker deck can handle rougher yards. A better seat can save your back. And a stronger dealer network can matter more 2 years from now than it does on day one. So today, we are counting down 3 zero-turn lawn mowers under $5,000 that actually make sense. Before we start, drop your yard size in the comments. 1 acre, 2 acres, 3 acres? Or are you mowing enough grass that your mower needs its own retirement plan? And don't skip number 1, because it might be the toughest value in this whole price range. At number 3, the John Deere Z330R 54-inch. This is the safe pick for the buyer who wants the John Deere name, easy parts access, and a mower that feels familiar the second you sit on it. The Z330R gives you a 54-inch axle deep deck, a 23-horsepower John Deere branded Kawasaki V-twin engine, a 3-gallon fuel tank, 7-mile-per-hour forward speed, a high-back seat with armrests, LED lights, a front bumper, rear hitch, and a 3-year or 200-hour warranty. Price-wise, this model usually lands around the low $4,000 range before taxes, delivery, or dealer fees, so it fits comfortably under the $5,000 mark in many areas. The biggest reason to buy it is confidence. John Deere has one of the strongest dealer networks in the mower world, and that matters when you need blades, belts, filters, warranty help, or someone who actually knows the machine. This mower is best for homeowners cutting around 2 to 3 acres who want a wider deck and a trusted ownership experience. But here's the downside. Compared to the next 2 mowers, the Deere is not the toughest spec-for-spec value. The fuel tank is only 3 gallons, and you're repaying partly for the brand, dealer support, and comfort features. Still, if you already trust your local John Deere dealer, the Z330R is hard to argue against. At number 2, the Toro Time Cutter Max 50-inch. This is the mower for someone who wants a strong mix of comfort, service support, and serious residential specs without going over budget. The Time Cutter Max 50 commonly comes with a 23-horsepower Kawasaki FR691V engine, a 50-inch, 10-gauge iron-forged deck, 20x10 rear tires, a 5-gallon fuel tank, and 7-mile-per-hour forward speed. That 5-gallon tank is a big deal. A lot of residential zero-turns in this price range are sitting around 3 gallons or less. So if you have a bigger open yard, the Toro gives you fewer fuel stops and a more convenient mowing experience. The deck is another strong point. Toro's 10-gauge iron-forged deck feels more serious than many entry-level residential decks, and the 50-inch size is a nice middle ground. It is wide enough to save time, but not so huge that it becomes annoying around trees, sheds, gates, and landscaping. Depending on the exact model, you may also see MyRide versions near this budget, and that is where Toro really gets interesting. If your yard is bumpy, MyRide can be the feature that makes you spend a little more. The downside? The Toro can get close to the top of the budget once you add MyRide, delivery, accessories, or dealer setup. And if you care only about the thickest deck for the lowest money, number 1 has a stronger argument. But for comfort, serviceability, parts availability, and all-around homeowner use, the Time Cutter Max is one of the safest buys under $5,000. At number 1, the Bad Boy MZ Magnum 54-inch. This is the mower that really uses the under $5,000 budget. Instead of giving you just a brand name or a slightly bigger deck, the MZ Magnum gives you a tougher-feeling build for the money. The big headline is the deck. Bad Boy lists the MZ Magnum with a 7-gauge all-steel formed and welded deck with reinforced edges. That is seriously impressive in this price range. You also get a heavy-gauge welded frame, 3 8-inch steel front forks, maintenance-free spindles, electric PTO, a deck lift pedal with dial adjustment, and available deck sizes like 48, 54, and 60 inches. And here's the value punch. The Kawasaki-powered versions of the MZ Magnum have been listed with 48, 54, and even 60-inch decks under the $5,000 mark in some dealer pricing. That means you can potentially get a wider, heavier deck mower for less than some softer residential competitors. For most homeowners, I'd look hardest at the 54-inch Kawasaki version. It gives you a strong cut width without going as bulky as the 60-inch model. This mower is best for someone with a larger, rougher, more open yard who cares about steel, deck strength, and getting the most mower for the money. But it is not perfect. Bad Boy dealer support depends heavily on your area. In some places, it is great. In others, John Deere or Toro may be easier to service. Also, the MZ Magnum is still a residential mower, not a commercial machine, so don't buy it expecting full commercial durability. But under $5,000, this is the mower that feels like the biggest jump in build for the money. That is why it takes number one. So those are my top 3 zero-turn lawn mowers under $5,000. The John Deere Z33R is the safest choice if dealer support and brand trust matter most. The Toro Time Cutter Max is the best comfort and service pick, especially if you want a strong deck, Kawasaki power, and a big fuel tank. And the bad boy MZ Magnum takes number one because it gives you the thickest deck, serious build feel, and some of the best size options under the $5,000 ceiling. Now I want to hear from you. Would you buy the bad boy, the Toro, or the John Deere? And what matters most to you? Deck thickness, engine, comfort, dealer support, fuel capacity, or price? Drop your answer in the comments. And if this helped you narrow it down, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.